AI everywhere. And today I just want to find out if WordPress is ready to be used with AI. So we're going to dive into WordPress 7 to see if it is ready to get some AI going, or that we at least can use AI to create something within WordPress. I've dabbled with it in the past a little bit, but yeah, I really want to dive in deeper. And that's what this next hour is for, to check out, to see if WordPress 7 has everything that it needs to get and use AI. So let's check it out. Let's have a look. So this is what I have seen before. Let's first fire up WordPress Studio, where we're going to check out if everything is running there, and open up Cursor. I also want to check out if everything is sounding okay and alright. So I'm going to do that on my mobile phone, because else I don't know if everything can be seen as and is here heard. So if you are at this live stream, leave a message in the chat, and else I will know in a jiffy. There we go. I tested it and it sounds okay and alright. So let's start off with creating a new site. I've downloaded WordPress Studio, which is a way of building a website for WordPress on your own machine. You are not reliant on any hosting or whatsoever, and just can try it out for free. You can grab the link at WordPress Studio. I will leave a link in the chat for you all to see. And there you go. If you have never used it, then you know where to find it. So let's create a website for this, AI tests. And here we're going to select advanced settings to select our PHP version, which is good. And we are going to select the Beta Nightly 7.0 Beta 1. And if you don't know, beta means that it is a trial version. It's not ready for production yet. You should use it only in development, or if you, just like me, want to try things out. And you can do that locally, because if you install this on a live website, some things may break. So that's something that's very good to know. One of the things that I want to test out and check out is that we can use Claude Code to build out some sections and some custom themes and that sort of things. They've released a agent skills thing, which allows your Claude Code, for example, to understand and know what's available and what and how to use it. All these skills are defined in here, are available in this folder. And if you want to understand a little bit more about it, for example, we want to use the WordPress block development skill. And here we're creating a development, and here the skill is set. What is it going to do? How is it used? And that's how Claude Code, for instance, knows how to use it. We need to find a way to install it, and that's where the information is right here. So we can go into our cursor. Then let's find our terminal. We open up a new terminal. And inside of the terminal, we have AI Gutenberg open right now, and that's not the right one. So we might want to change that to this one. So let's have a look. Open it in cursor. Close this one. It's very tiny. I will make it bigger for easy viewing. And here we actually do the same. We go to terminal. We open up a new terminal. And we want to run all these commands. So we start off with the first one. You can just copy and paste it in. One little quick note, you need to install Git before you can do that. I use Git Bash, and allows you to do these kinds of things. You also need to install Node before you can do everything. So be aware of that. So now we set up everything is for all. It can be globally, but let's do it specifically for this section. We have two commands right here. Install all skills globally. So it's available across projects, but in this case, I only want to install it on this project file. So that's what I did right now, that it only is installed in this instance. So now we have set up that. I've installed the AI agent, Claude code. You can see it right here. And now we can interface with our Claude code. And we can ask it questions or let it do things for us. For instance, we want to see what we have right now. Let's start there, right? We'll open up the website. And as you can see, in version 7, the color scheme has slightly changed. The blue is the newer blue that WordPress uses, and the blacks and the dark sides are a little bit darker. It looks nice if you ask me. And this is also fun. When you click a link, you see that it scooches over. It feels more, what's it called? Seamless? So let's try out if we can create custom post types. So we go back in our cursor and ask, do you have the knowledge? The knowledge to create a custom post type. Let's set it at the end. And like I said last stream, I really need to use something like Whisper Flow or something. Whisper Flow is a way that you can talk to your computer, and it dictates actually what you're saying. It really is accurate. They have different kind of plans, so I really need to check this out because I think it will help me. It can be for 12 euros a month, but you also have 2,000 words per week if you're just using it like me on the live stream once in a while. Maybe I should just install it during the session as well. Because why the hell not, right? I wonder, do you guys even use AI or do you use something similar? Hello, LinkedIn user. I don't see the name, I only see LinkedIn user. But yeah, lovely for you to join. I guess it's from Weblush, if I remember correctly. I was watching via LinkedIn, so nice to see that. Somebody's joining from over there. Let's see. Yes, I can help with create custom post types in WordPress. That's awesome. You can register, setting the label, make public. All right. Do you want me to generate code for a specific custom post type? We can start out with something, right? Maybe we can start out with something simple like a services custom post type. You can do that in pages as well, but I like to separate them if possible, that you have specific folders for specific things. So one's for the service that you offer, then you can connect a testimonial to the service that you offer when someone leaves a testimonial, of course. So let's start out with create a plugin, must use plugin. I like to use that one over a functions.php on themes. And the reason being that if you want to switch themes because the theme that you've created is not relevant anymore, for instance, you switch from Hello Elementor to something different, then you lose all the functionality. You need to remember that you have put it in your functions.php, PHP. But if you're using something that is really affecting your website, I think a must-use plugin is something where this could live in, because it is a fundament of your website. If it gets deleted or removed or anything, then you lose a big part of your information that you share for your website. So that's why I think a must-use plugin is a very good thing for custom post types. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the chats. So create a must-use plugin for my services. Cursor cloud called Lovable. Oh, Lovable even. I've used it once, but I don't know how you could set it up for using something else, like within WordPress, how you can export it properly. But I must say I haven't used Lovable in a bit. Create a plugin for my custom post type services, which is called services. I did something funny, by the way. This weekend, I had a weekend with my friends, which is always nice. And suddenly we wanted to play a game called Munchkin. Munchkin is a RPG kind of game where you can build up your character with different kind of statistics and with different cards that give you nice gear. It's very fun to play. It's a tabletop game. And we usually have a pen and paper to see what level someone is. For instance, if you are level 9, we wrote that on the pen and paper. If your gear was level 12, we wrote that on the pen and paper. So I made a Munchkin counter, which, as you can see, has a lot of prompts. Wanted to try out if we can use something real time as well. And took like, I don't know, 30 minutes to get version 1 up and running, which was very simple. It was very fun to do. Allow to write. Yes, we'll allow you to write. So it's now creating something. So outside of Cursor and Cloud Code, I've used AI Studio. Let's see if we can refresh this. Looks like something is not going as planned. So create the service, and this is it, right? You have your level up and level down. You can change your gear, change the sex, and change the character name, or gendered, I guess you need to call it. And this was part for multiple players, that you can see the strength, gear, and level of other players that are in play right now. It was very fun to do, and I iterated a lot on it in that weekend. And eventually I just wanted to play the game and not build anymore. But it was nice, a very nice experience that you can do just on the fly. So now it has created our custom post type services.php. And if we refresh the page on the left side, we see that we have services. And we also have one must-use plugin, which is our CPT services. Now we can create and add service. I'm really curious what it has added in the code. CPT services, it will add an action. It will register the services. This is the function of it, which gives the names and the search and the default arguments. And here we have our page. We have the services, so that's nice. What could we add to the service that is normally not here? So we have a new service, like for instance, web development, right? It's really nice, by the way, that we can do that with AI. That's something that I really wanted for a long time. Not that it is difficult by any means to set it up yourself. Especially with ATF, that's a set of sort of things. But just creating it, yeah, it was very fun. If I could make my day job just creating things that could help people, and now leveraging AI and my UX design background, that will be the dream. But yeah, I have no clue where you would start. What kind of company would hire someone like that, right? So now that we have services, we also want to add something different. What would be inside of services that is a little bit different than normally? Maybe we want to add a testimonial section in there. So also create a new custom post type for testimonials. Yeah, it started out with a 30-minute job, just getting the counter in. And then I started to iterate on, that took about an hour, on different ways of making multiplayer things. I was thinking of using WebSockets, but yeah, then you need a server. I asked if there were other options, and it suggested Supabase, and you also have WebRTC. I didn't know the latter, so I need to discover which one really can be used for real-time showing the profiles. So yeah, it was a 30-minute job. I'm very pleased. Let's see. Also created a new custom post type for testimonials. There should be a relationship between a service and a testimonial. And there we go. Let's see what it can be crushing. I'm also installing Whisperflow just because I want to try out how it works with Cloud Code. And what I really hope is that it doesn't need something to just restart. So let's see if that's the case. Open Whisperflow. Allow, yes, allow. Welcome. Tell us about yourself. But it's also the fun thing with AI. It can do all kinds of things for you, and in the meantime, you just install something like Whisperflow. I see myself as a creator right now. Where do you spend time typing? Sitting with AI, coding with AI, writing documents. I think those will be the most two. Do you work next to other people? Nope. You can whisper when using flow around other people. All right, continue. Do you see? No, change microphone. Let's see. Personal mix. Should be this one. Hello. There we go. Control Windows. Yes. Selected English. And do we have Dutch? Yeah, we do have Dutch. That's awesome. Save and close. Continue. Hello. We're flowing. There we go. Glad to hear. Yep, it's great. I think. Skip. Ooh, party. Look at that. If you want to try it out, you get 2,000 words for free. So future maybe. Yeah. Who knows, right? Right. Let's see if it has created our testimonial fields. Yeah, look at that. That is our testimonial. And what did it add? Do we need to define what it should add? Related service on the right hand side. That looks awesome. But then the meta boxes are empty. I'm very curious what it wants to store in there. Register relationship meta field. That looks awesome. Add a related service to the meta box. Fields problems you solve. Testimonials. What's included in service? What's not included in service? Starting range. That's awesome. Let's add those in. There we go. My first whisper with Whisperflow in Cloud Code. I want you to add fields to the services CPT. It should be the problem you solve. Testimonials, which we just did. What's included in the service, what's not included in service, the starting range of pricing and the end range of pricing. Set it up in a custom field. I guess it didn't do much. Do we need to toast? Hello, Bogdan. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing well as well. Try it now. All right. Ooh. Control to dictate. All right. I want you to add fields to the service's custom post type. Add problem you solve field, the testimonials fields, which we just did, but we don't need to add another one. What is included in the service, what's not included in the service, the starting range price, and the end range price. Ooh, that's awesome. What's included? Look at that! Dictation really makes it easy. Man, we can do so much more now. Can you feel the power? 14 days used of the pro trial. Oh, darn. Control Windows. That looks awesome. I am curious if we can do this, right? Great service. And then on the right hand side, we see our related service. We can hit publish. And then wonder if we see the same thing if we go to our backend in services, in web development. Do we see a connected block? So that's something that we also need to do. Added all REST API accessible. So that's great if we are using Phantom WP, for example. But it's really nice that it's actually doing all the custom post type things. Look at that. There we have the services details. Oh, this is so awesome. We don't need ACF whatsoever anymore. We can just do that with AI. Problems you solve. I solve. I don't know what kind of problems I solve. I don't see myself as a problem solver. I just build fun things. I don't know. Help you get visible. I help you get visible with tools you have developed, because that's what I'm doing actually with my YouTube channel, right? I help you solve. I don't know how to mean starting price. Yeah. Hi, Manuela. Yeah, that was the name, right? Manuela. Problem you solve. All right. We can dictate again, right? I solve that you are invisible with your WordPress plugin, theme, or tool that you use. This is awesome. What's included? Again, I'm trying out two things again. It's just what I love to do. YouTube education. List what's included. For getting more visible, I will have these things available for you. I will create a video. It can be a short or long form video. I will use live streams and show you how to do better marketing and social media. Look at that. What's not included? Everything else. Starting price, 900. 999. Oh, this is awesome. The dictation. It's really awesome to have. Let's refresh, because I didn't see it connected to our custom post type. Look at that, what it has created for us. It registered everything. it created our custom post type. It registered everything. It created fields with some instructions even in there. This is awesome. Laptop died. Only for less than a. Oh damn, that's awful. Using only phone last couple of days. I don't know what I would do if I would be able to only use the phone. I think I would be very upset. Luckily, we have some spare laptops lying around, so I can still play with tech, like these kinds of things. But yeah, I would be very sad if I wouldn't have a laptop, PC, or whatsoever. What happened to your laptop? How did it die? And did you bury it? Because yeah, RIP, man. I see that the testimonials is connected to the relationship field for the services, but I also wanted to work the other way as around. The service is connected to testimonials. Could you add that? Just keep building, just keep pushing, just to see if everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. And I see that at the front end, it doesn't work. Could be that is a permalink issue. So we are going to try and fix that by going in here, settings and permalinks. And here in here, we're going to say post name, save changes. And I hope this will remake the structure for everything that it is available. There you go. So we now have that. Make the edit. Yes, please. We're AIing away. Bogdan, have you used AI yet? And which one is your favorite? Which large language model is your favorite one? For me, I'm using Gemini for most of my AI writing and for editing. And since a few days, I have been registered to the 3 chat, because for $8 a month, you get access to all the models, even the newer ones. And then you can play around with every model you want. But for Gemini, it was not a very big, what's called, price to pay. So, because I already used Google Workspace, so the upgrade was minor. But yeah, I really like Gemini for Nano Banana. I've made nice things also for my kids. I have 2 young girls, 3 and 5 years old, and they really love when you're playing around with AI. Even made songs using Suno. Suno is a really great song making application. Look at that, it's connected to a great service. You can click on it, and this is awesome. This is really awesome. I don't know what Metaboxes are doing great service if it's not there. I think I really like how this ended up. Add new testimonial. Does that mean it will link the testimonial automatically? It doesn't. That's awesome. Difficult to create this field input on the spot. Yeah. But this is awesome functionality. I love that. All right. What else can we do? I think we want to expose our meta boxes and also our linked testimonial on the page, right? And I don't think I want that to be done in a theme. I would like that to be done on the page, perhaps partially on a theme. It should be in a theme. It should be in a template, right? Because here you just fill in the rest of your content, like hello world, or something that you want to tell about your service. So this is your service page. Maybe you also want meta boxes for FAQ and that sort of things, right? But let's keep it for now like this. And let's ask AI, could you create a template exposing the meta boxes for the services and testimonial custom post type? This should be done in a block theme setup inside of the theme. Build that out, please. I like to be polite to my AI because when they turn on our overlords, we have something. Well, look at that. It's already looking in our themes. Maybe I should have installed Ollie theme. I'm a very big fan of that. But I'm just curious how we'll go around doing this kind of thing, because we're now actually generating a theme. So that's awesome. It is using function.php, which if I can not do that and use only plugins, so it's not dependent on the theme that I've installed. If I want to do something fancier, then it doesn't matter that everything is removed. Maybe with the new block theme, it doesn't matter that much, but I don't know. We get all the nasty details on buttons for laptop. Horrible. Yeah. That would be nice. I'm curious. How did it die? Ooh, by the way, other fun fact. I've seen something called Pencil. A pencil is a canvas inside of your code editor, which allows you to create a frame. And inside of the frame, you can draw boxes. That looks a little bit like a simple Figma file. You can even import Figma from here. So that's really awesome. I have to say, I have to discover a little bit more about this, because I don't know what you can do with this kind of thing. All right, I've installed it. I'm now able to not just create more files, but can I export this? I also saw that there was some AI kind of thing available. I have no clue where you can find it. Sticky note. So it's also something interesting to check out. It's Pencil, if you haven't heard of it yet. But let's go back to our Claude code. It's still thinking. Let's just refresh, see what happens. Using T3Jet as well. And open code for coding. Recently use only Kimi 3.2.5. That's nice. I haven't used OpenCode yet, because I'm not a big fan of terminals. If I remember correctly, this is also a terminal, right? It's terminal based at least. Open source AI coding agent. Free models included. And if I remember correctly, Claude was banned from using inside of OpenCode because they really dislike it, right? This is available beta in. Right. I need to explore this as well. It's such fun times to live in. I wish I grew up later, because it's now so much easier to create these kind of things. I would just be creating all kinds of applications that are useless, but so much fun. No shortcuts. I don't want to use any shortcodes, if possible. Shortcodes. Instead, use or create something to expose the dynamic data. This could be a block. Here I'm typing again. I should not type, you should just speak. Can we create everything with just a voice? MacBook just turned off and never turned on. Something with battery. Okay. So if it's just a battery, you're not able to plug it in, and then it still doesn't work, I presume. Block bindings, core post meta. CPT shortcode, right fill, reason I don't want to use. That's nice. Just AIing away. Do we need to keep this open? Let's see what happens. Oh, it's still there. Good call. Proper server-side rendering dynamic blocks instead. Allow this. It wants to make a directory for the blocks. Those are in the must-use plugins. Yeah. Allow access to block slash. That sounds about right. So we have checked off one thing. It can create custom post types, and it can create meta boxes, and even can create relationship fields. And those three things are really the basics what I want to do with a WordPress setup. And now we can do that with no plugins. We can just do that with AI. I do wonder how safe this is to use. So if in the future something fails, you still have to update the plugins, I guess. It would be nice to make this some kind of thing available on GitHub. And then in several months or years, we recheck this maybe next year and see if everything is working, because we didn't update anything and we just update to the latest version. Hopefully that will be WordPress 7.3, I guess. And see if everything is still working, if the meta boxes is still working with the code that it has. I guess so, because these are the meta boxes that was available for every time, right? Forever. Ollie with grade. Ah, nice. Yeah, great. Great is also great. I haven't used it that much, to be fair. And that has to do with me not having that amount of companies working with. We are at my day job, we're using Elementor still, and we're trying to move towards Ollie theme or the Gutenberg core, and seeing what you can do with just a little bit of Claude coding. You do get far, so I'm quite sure we will be using Gutenberg in the future. All right, single services. It has been added. Look at that. It even gives service details. So the problem we solve, what's included, they're all empty. And what our clients are saying, it's a great service. And then you can go to testimonial. And here we have the testimonial. This is testimonial for YouTube education. It also shows the hello world. Great service. This is awesome. Great service. I really like the service. But now I want to do some changes, because I don't like how it looks. And let's be fair, sometimes Cloud Code can't do everything that we want. Let's see if we can edit the service. I see that we don't have the meta boxes exposed, not all of them, because we're not seeing the answer to the problem we solve. So let's tell our Cloud Code. I see that in our services, we have the problem we solve, what's included and what's not included. I see the title, but I don't see the information inside of the meta boxes. Could you recheck the services page in the template and see how we can expose the data? Because it's really missing. Ta-da! This is awesome. I really love this. On Ollie and great. Does this still work? I don't know. Ah, looks like it. There we go. It really is awesome that it just creates everything. I'm curious. Inside of our appearance and an editor, we should see templates and we just added archive services templates and testimonial templates. Look at that. That's just awesome. So in here, we can go to testimonials. And then you can create a wall of love if you would like to. Look at that. Really like the service. Great service. And there we have the testimonial again for testimonial for YouTube. And also shows the hello world. I don't want that. Don't show the content inside of the related service. Let me read the template and check out the meta registration. Look at the block. This is for you not having to do all the coding and just let AI create everything, the basic blocks. And I hope we can reuse something like that, right? It's editing service, root cause confirmed, course metabolic field. Render also uses L2BR, so line breaks entered in the text area are preserved on the front end. Awesome. Let's go back. There we go. It has added everything. Now we can say that we want to remove this, or we can try to do it ourselves. Let's see if we can edit the site. So we have the testimonial. Let's close a few tabs. There's one too many tabs. We have the testimonial archive, but I want to have the single testimonial. There we go. Attempt recovery. There we are. CPT related service block. You can leave it as is or move it. What does it mean by this? Isn't it registered properly, I guess? Because post type testimonials related services. So in here we have blocks. Testimonial related services. We have the render. Oh, it's a lot of code in PHP. And this is just for getting the information, I can guess. We have the wrapper. Testimonial is for with a thumbnail. That's the CPT testimonial related services. Let's see. Testimonial related service block. You can leave it as it is. All right. Let's ask Claude Code to fix that for us. I see that in my WordPress backend, when I view the template, it says your site doesn't include support for the CPT testimonials related service block. You can leave it as is or remove it. I would like to fix that. That would be visible. Secondly, I also want to be able to edit what specific things are outputted. How could we approach that? Should the information be in a separate template using a loop grid or something like that? That we can edit what kind of information is shown. For example, I want to show or hide the title. I want to add an image. I want to add a button. And I would like to use the blocks for that. How can we solve that? And let's see what's going on. See, you are showing it's proving powerful. Yeah, it really is, right? See, related display services, display the service linked to the current theme. What's it called? What's the name? Related services. So let's see if we can find related services. It doesn't look like it has that available. Keywords is service. Do we have service? Something like that in the box? No, we don't. So it has registered a block, but it is not visible. And I guess it will be only available inside of the theme. So quite possibly it isn't registered properly. Let's see inside themes, templates, You also see our single services right here. And we see all the markup. Really dislike inline style, if we can manage to do without. But it's nice that it has everything in there that you need. So if you want to make changes, you just can go in the code like you see here and make the changes that you need. CPT service meta text. Heading, service problem solved. Is that referencing another block? We have the block group. Single services. This is single testimonials. I really am curious what the code looks like and what it looks like. It looks also for this one that it's not available. Attempts recovery. Services meta text block. So it can be shown. It is editable, so that's nice. But then still we have, it's not an available block. So we need to also fix that for this one. Here it references the block. And I guess it's the same one, right? Doesn't have the same name. CPT related services. And this should be service meta text, right? Do we have service meta text? There we go. So here's the PHP. What kind of information does it render? Reads a single text from a text area field with a block cat post type meta, with post ID field key, and register wrapper attributes with CPT class. That gets a class, and this is what it returns. For the block, it registers the CPT services. We see that supports HTML, does support typography, that sort of things. And the render should be this one. So this is the rendered information. It will output to PHP if something is available. How and where do we select what kind of field key we need? I am assuming that it comes from the block attributes right here. So I'm very curious if this is available when it created everything. Look at that, it goes thoroughly to with everything and tries to build it. This is awesome. It's awesome that you can say to someone, please do it for me, instead of you having to dive in there. So what we now have done is create a custom post type. We have added meta fields. We added a relationship field. Now we're changing the theme settings and adding custom post type blocks, because this rendering field by default isn't available. If I remember correctly, and we go back, for instance, to pages. So pages, we'll add a new page. But I first thought that would be available, but apparently it wasn't. It's inside of a loop, query loop. We can choose whatever. But we were not able to select what kind of loop it should be, right? And this looks like a component, alt a loop. So let's add a loop grid again. Query. Start blank, title date. And inside of here, I would like to be able, there we go, services. It does add everything inside of the loop. So it could work like that inside of our education, YouTube education as well. But feels like reinventing the wheel, right? So if we go here, we start blank with just the title and thumbnail. Inside of here, I want a testimonial, but I want the testimonial to be connected to this YouTube education. So Well, let's see if we can, if it has fixed one thing, that we can add a way of selecting specifically for this service, that we can create something ourselves, right? I don't mind AI generating everything, but if we can just make some small adjustments inside of our filters, for example, that would be awesome. Instead of authors, keywords, I want all the things back for services. For the service. Related service. Oh dear, it has removed everything. Testimonials. There we go. Great service, no related service anymore. Get back right in. Is it still related? That's the question. And look at that. We do have a nice block with a title, make title a link, and view service. Let's ask again, right? I do see the new related service block, but I don't see the information when I view on the front end. Looks like it's empty. Could you fix that or explore that? Let's try it again. When visiting a testimonial, I see that related service is empty. I would like to show the related service name. Could you fix that, please? Let's see, what did it do? In a block. Related service is created a new block. There we go, related service block. It has some predefined things. Can we just remove it? We can make, oh, this is awesome. And that it shows that this is just awesome stuff. Make it a link. It is a title, displays title of content. Will be awesome if this is flexible, that you can use it for any CPT, right? Then you could select some query filters. We're building out our own blocks now. This is awesome. And do we also have linked testimonials? Look at that. And if we add it, it is the linked testimonial loop. Oh, this is just insane what you can do. I am curious, does it work with services? Looks like it doesn't like that. Slash services. Let's go there, YouTube education. And it looks like it does work right here. YouTube education, what our clients say, like the service, read the testimonial. And if we added the single services, there we go. A template recovery. It looks like it has a meta field selected. Services included. Look at that. It just says what it does. Service meta text field. How did it set up? No key selected yet. Where can we select a key? No field keys rendered server side. All right. That's too bad that we can't see the keys. And we do have the testimonial loop right here. And in this case, it is working because we have YouTube education, I really like the service, read the testimonial, and then it points out to the related testimonial. Now, if we want to make a change to this, we have read more button. We can just make changes, right? Turn it purple, look at that, and it's just the default kind of things. Read read more button. Can add it ourselves as well. Read more. Looks like it's the same block. So we can make it look like a button. Let's just try it out, right? And let's change the color to white. Let's add a bit of padding on top and twice as much on the right. I think the border is a little bit harsh. It can be a little bit nicer. So something like that feels a little bit friendly. I think H4 for title is a little bit low. We should make it H2. Display the excerpt. Ah, look at that. We've updated it, but then I lost everything. So if you make changes, suddenly everything disappears. But luckily we can undo everything. And if we hit save again, it reappears. So now we can do some debugging and see when the information is back. Look at that. If you click attempt to recover, it instantly fails. So it looks like there's something still happening that that's the reason why it doesn't show. Let's save. Let's see. Can't leave that one. Go back. Testimonials. Let's first fix this. One thing I see that the related service is empty. I'd like to show the related service name. Could you fix that, please? There we go. After this, I want to try one more thing because I have a Figma file right here, but I don't have the developer license. So we can't hook up a MCP for it. It's like $190 a year and I don't use it a lot. So what I really want to try out is that we create a screenshot and ask it to create a button variant. And we'd like to have a button variant with an icon to the right side. So let's see if we can export this to a PNG and call it button. And then open our downloads. We have our button right here. And let's see if we can then use that Figma export to adjust the button and create a separate button variant specifically for using with icon and come up with different looks and feels. Because if it has an icon, depending on the right side, doesn't need to have as much padding as when it does when it has text. Can be different padding. I wonder if it can make something like that. So let's edit our surface. We can remove this loop, by the way. Buttons, button, hello. As you can see, we don't have any way of adding an icon in here. And let's see if we can ask AI to make the change to the button block. Can we just add another like clock code kind of thing like this right here? That we have them run separately. Because running with them one by one is just not as interesting. Because it's still fixing the one thing. And I want another agent to already work on the fixing of the problem for the button. maybe I can open Claude Code and see if that works. I see that I haven't installed it. So come on, Claude. I was looking at what's it called? Conductor? Something like that. Conductor. It's not this one. AI simplified. Is it this one? I don't think so. Conductor. This one. Conductor allows you to create different kind of workflows and projects for your AI, and the AI can run asynchronously. Can be run in different projects, but also other things. No, it's fine, Jamie. Thank you for joining. I can't believe that you forgot that we were on Monday, but it's fine. It's lovely to see you popping up. I hope you're doing well. But Conductor is now only available on Mac. Luckily for me, I have a Windows machine, so this doesn't work. Maybe I should look into having a Mac as well in the future, but not for now. Way too expensive, if you ask me. Oh, look at that. YouTube Education. It has been added. And we have great service, so it works two-way. That's awesome. Right. I want to look at a template. Sorry, my friend. Would have been tuning in earlier. No worries, Jimmy. Life happens, right? I'm already very glad that you're here right now. Thank you for joining. How are you? How is your day? How is your week? Month? We're almost at the end of it, so can imagine that's quite good. Right. Let's see how it fixed it. I just want to reload it. Do we have the attempts? Nope. It looks like everything's working. And we have our related service, great service. We have everything in here. We can view service. I don't see that over here. So I wonder if that is, it is our testimonials. So it should be this one. Hello, Marcel. I will keep it as that. Even if I can make CPTs, would you trust it instead of ACF? I mean, would me be okay to ask AI to make new fields, but to make the whole CPT plugin? I don't know. That's a very good question. I can see that as well, that a CPT plugin can be very daunting, perhaps. But if we assume that it does the same way, you can export your ACF fields also using the plugin, and then you can run the PHP section just for your CPTs, right? And I can see that you can also do the same thing for your other things. I mean, the underlying code is the same. You have a function that registers a testimonial. Then will create a label. It will create arguments so that it registers the post type. ACF doesn't do it in any other way. So the basics is the same. So in that sense, I think I can trust AI to make it in a good way. Although I do understand what you're saying when you're relying on AI, and if something breaks or the markup changes or whatsoever, can be more of a thing that you need to maintain instead of using something like ACF, Jet Engine, Metabox, whatsoever, that will do that for you. So that's the cost benefit that you should explore. And perhaps there will be an MCP with the Abilities AI in the future that allows you to connect to ACF or Jet Engine or whatsoever to create the custom post types for you. And then you can export using ACF or whatsoever to finally remove ACF, because hopefully you won't need it for forever. But yeah, that's my thought about it. because every time you can remove a plugin, that has a benefit, right? I don't understand. It's a related service, but it doesn't show the read more block nor the excerpt. Can we add something else like hello? Let's see what happens if we just do that. It looks like there's something funky going on, because when I make a change, I don't see the change right in the testimonials, though we do make changes to our single testimonials template. I really don't understand what's happening right here. I see that the connected service is showing up in testimonials, but what I don't understand is when I make a change in the testimonial single template, I don't see the similar change on the front end. What's going on there? Could you fix that, please? And let's see what Claude AI is doing for us. Can we add the text here? And does it show up in the front end? So it looks like it's only the stop. Word for conversation rewinds code to here. Never mind. All right. Let's ask us again. I see that the connect service is showing up in the testimonials, but what I don't understand is when I make a change in the testimonial single template, I don't see the similar change on the front end. I understand that it is just in the side of the loop where the fix needs to be done. Could you fix that, please? That when I add a paragraph or something else, it will be shown also on the front end. And there we go. My day was chaotic, actually. But I mean, it's just one of these days where you try to make things work and it does not. Yeah, sometimes you have those kind of days, right? It's just insane. But it's part of it. Ooh, let me put that on my teleprompter. But other than this, I've been doing good, working on 2 different projects. Oh, nice. I'll tell you more in the private about it later. Eventually, but it's fun. Nice. And also wondering, Jimmy, have you been considering Buildarius? Because they just announced that they are going to add AI in it and that the lifetime deal will be available until March 16th. So if you're interested in Buildarius, then you should hop on there. Crazy that the WP doesn't offer CPTs natively. Yep. That's still something I also think that is crazy. And also it's not really it is available inside of the query loop and that sort of things, but it's not everywhere. It's not like very in the core. Damn it, core. Done. The fix a single change in feed save null to inner block content. Marks the block as fully dynamic. Serializes the inner block comments. All right. Good call, my friend. But he's gonna go for Buildarius, I feel. All right. You're welcome, Jimmy. I really want to look at Buildarius next week because I think they will release Sense by Dan. And here's a countdown with Sense. So if you're interested in Buildarius, you should get that any minute now. And I think if you're used to Bricks or Elementor whatsoever, this will be the next level up, where you can see the code, what's actually happening. And secondly, it allows you to create amazing loops and amazing variables and that sort of thing. It's very powerful. Actually, where you need to write custom functionality, it has that in the dashboard. I do wonder where it's saved. Is it saved in database? Is it saved in code or something else? Maybe we should do a questionnaire with one of the guys of Buildarius. That would be nice. I spoke to them last year, so Would be nice to speak to them again to see how everything's going in Buildberries land. Let's see. All right. So should be fixed if we add a paragraph. Hello. We hit save. Look at that. It has added those as well. Delete. And we hit save again. Hello world. And I don't want the excerpt to be shown right here. We can save again. And if we remove, look at that. This is awesome. I just really love this. YouTube education, right? If we add a nice featured image, let's add an image of my face, or Phantom WP, or the screenshot. I don't know, which one should I pick? Just pick one, doesn't matter. All right, let's go. Thank you for saying that to me. I'm very looking forward to it indeed. Nice. Yeah, I should ask the people. Look at that, it's just connected. It has created a inner block. This is awesome stuff. And that we can just ask it to do it for us. This is the related service. Now we still have, now we still can make design decisions if we want to. And that's really awesome. If we don't want to show per card that this is available, that we can delete it. I think for the next step, I would ask it to remove this and just enhance the query builder, because then you have one block to roll all of your dynamic data instead of having something separate for your specifically for your related service. But on the other hand, this makes it easier for beginners or users that don't understand how this works. So both could be good, and both have its benefits. All right, now into the final thing. I will add the button right here. Hold Shift while dragging to drop files into Cloud Code. All right. Let's see. What I want AI to do is create a variant using the example by adding an icon and bigger padding. So it should be the same button like this one. It should be added to the Gutenberg core button. All right, now that we have in mind what we need to say to Claude, let's see what happens. What is this? Of context remaining, auto compact. All right. We don't need this anymore, so we can also start a fresh thingy. I'll shift to drag it in there. I want you to create a block core Gutenberg button variant using the image. The default styling should be blue with a lot of padding. And I also want to add an optional icon on the right or left side. Make changes to the Gutenberg core button. Oh, this is way too fast. This is awesome. Now, just like what I said before, the question with these kinds of things is, do you want to be able to make this yourself with knowing that in the future you need to maintain it? If AI decides to not exist anymore, allow Python import. Yeah, let's do that because it's just for this. Just like with everything that you create, you need to maintain it, right? If the PHP version doesn't support some of the things, hopefully you can ask AI to make those changes. And the same goes for adjusting the theme.json or the block.json files. So when you're creating something with AI, it's very promising, but there's also a downside, which means that you need to maintain it. You can also say, all right, we give a 5-year guarantee that works. And after that guarantee, it's up to you. Do you want to keep it up? And then you just ask for more money to keep up that everything for the website is working. And in this way, it can work very well because you still have access to all the main sections and settings. After seeing this, I wonder if you guys would use Claude Code inside of Cursor or outside of Cursor, and let it build out your website with all the things that we have seen so far. I'm actually very pleased what you can do and with the flexibility it gives. Directing good work. And the biggest challenge would be creating the blocks, because the designer that I have creates these kinds of things, doesn't always use variables or nice ways for the padding, for the font style, and that sort of things. So if you can generate a button based on a screenshot, that will be very helpful. Because not every designer works in a very nice way. So then we have tackled the few very important things. One, we can create header boxes, we can create custom post types using AI. We can expose all the meta fields that are available. I think I would suggest to have a better block for this. We can create relationship fields, which is also a basic thing that you usually need inside of a website. And then we can also ask it to create something from a Figma file. And we can let it create templates. So it can do everything for us if you understand how this works, right? If you have no clue how it works and no idea on which specific words you need to use so that the AI understands what it needs to do, then it can be very hard. I love the small update that it has right. Ooh, update to the latest nightly. We can do that even. Ooh, let's do that after we have seen if it has added this kind of thing. Thinking. Sure, what are you thinking about? What? This is a lot. Defining SVG arrow paths. All right, it's creating everything. Run this block with class name has. All right, let me explore what is available. Now I have information. Let me create the plugin. The structure is button icon variant. All right, so it creates a plugin. Everything I need to create a dedicated plugin. All right, yeah, let's keep this. I hope it does understand that I just want to enhance the button, not to create a whole different button specifically. And also do know, although I do know a bit of JavaScript and React and PHP, of course, I don't know every function WordPress has by heart. So whenever possible, I try to ask AI to help me. Ooh, damn it. Find the things that we find the specific function that we need, and usually gives the correct answer. And then I can create the array loops, that sort of things. Where's your block variation? All right, with icon controls. Return element, fragments, block added props. It looks very clean. I would like someone else with more knowledge of this to be able to look at it. It's just 110 lines of code, so I don't think it's that much for this one as well. And understand if the code output is any good or not, because I really don't know, to be fair. All right, let's see what Claude did. Tool interrupted. Oh darn. We can speak. Continue. I think we did something bad. Yes. Do that, please. Create the CSS file. And it's done. Look at that. Let's leave. Now we can go into our plugins. We would see a new plugin. It is installed. We can activate it. And if we go back to our services, YouTube Education, for example, and look into our button, we should see a style variation. There we go. It has made the different variations called primary. But where can we say, oh, look at that. Icon position on right, icon on left. Oh, that's awesome. That's icon. Look at that. It has just created our button. It doesn't look nice though. So I wonder if we can go in here and make adjustments. It has the blue, the primary. It has the flex container, align center. So why doesn't it feel like it's aligned? Really looks misaligned. Flex before. Hello. Look at that. We have the display inline flex. And we have the center. I guess the size of this is too big. The SVG is taking up the full space. So the before, content before, it should also be a display of grid, place content to center. I was expecting that that would fix it. Flex, then the place content shouldn't work. That's correct. Line content center. Justify content center. Is the content right here not seen as part of the content of the before element? I really don't know. All right. We've been at this for 70 minutes. 75 minutes to be exact. And I think I'm rather happy with what I created. So thank you for joining this live stream. Jimmy, Manuela, Marcel, and Bogdan, if you're all still watching. And I hope that this gives you an idea on how you can use AI with WordPress, in WordPress 7 even. And I would like to know, would you consider using this? Understanding that you have some ACF that could do the same things. I don't know how about exposing the relationship fields and exposing the other data. I think you still need to have a different block or different plugin to do that. But as you can see, it was very easy to create something. So I wonder if this is the AI future that everybody wants. thank you all for joining. And if you have any questions or want me to see in the future on how we can use this kind of thing and how we can improve our process, then let me know in the comments down below. And as always, catch you on the next one and keep designing.